Welcome. Today we're going to rebuild or redesign a website that was from one of my first clients, my mother, and it's for a dog training website. Now, I haven't looked into the website in about a few years, so I'm very curious how it looks now and how we can improve it. We're going to use Builderius today for that, and in there I want to use Core Framework. I'm very curious how it will pan out using Sense AI as well, and see if we can get a nice enough output for this live stream. My goal is just to set heading, a footer, maybe a hero section, and the core framework that it's there. So nothing too fancy for this live stream for now, but let's get right into it. Hello, little brother, how are you doing? So if we go and look into the website, we see that this is the website, DogsFitAndFun.nl. It's a Dutch website, so I'm Dutch. That's not too crazy. And as you can see, it's using all kinds of nice things, but I think it can use a little bit of update, right? There are some fun things going on, and that's what the actual thing is, right? It's about fun training. So it should be happy, it should be fun, it should be warm. Just like in the Netherlands right now, it is about 31 degrees Celsius. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, believe me, it's very hot. And we're going to look in how we could recreate this homepage. And as I said, we're going to start off with the header and footer section. I was busy with trying to set it up. So let's go back in that here. Was built 5 years ago. Yeah, you did it right. If I remember correctly, and I did some changes as well in between. But yeah, let's switch to A roll because I'm going to use Sense AI. Hope you have a fan there. No, I don't. Well, maybe you're my biggest fan, right? Let's see. We need to start it off, and with starting it, we need to get started. We need to run Sense AI. And let's see if we can get it going. I'm very curious. You're my biggest fan. You're a fan guy. So I am assuming that we are running right now. Let's see if everything is going as expected, because here we have a setup. Initial setup is just Builderius, nothing else is installed, and Builderius Pro, of course, because I have a license for the Pro version. By the way, it could be I'm so sorry that you have missed out for the LTD, but don't worry, there will be new sales coming up at some point. But for now, the sales are closed, so you can just enjoy me building and try to big fanboy. So the first thing that we tried was last live stream. We asked an AI generator from ZipWP to create this page. And actually did a pretty decent job, if you ask me. You have the nice kind of text right here. You have some ratings, the days that they're working, telephone number, and everything is in Dutch. So exactly what we like to have. We see that we have some feature sections. We have some insurance, trustworthy kind of thing. We see what's happening. And thought by myself, well, if I can create this inside WP, how will it look in Stitch? So there's a Stitch version. I really love this fun little badge. So we're going to try to recreate that one. Oh, look at that. The hover effects are nice. And then I saw this kind of design accent. It feels some kind of a paw, a dog paw. So we're going to try to integrate that, but I don't know if we will be doing that this live stream, but at least we have some kind of design we can go off. The same goes for here, the testimonial section, or the About Us section, I should say. It looks really awesome. Maybe we can play with that. I really love this playfulness with the testimonials as well. And I think those are the must-have things that you should have. And also, I think this footer is a very big upgrade compared to this one, because then you immediately see what it offers, where the quick links are, and where it is, and what time it is for the training. Then you also have the contacts. Maybe your contacts can also be here, but those are the ones from Google Stitch. I really like that, but there were some things missing. It was missing the really funness. So I asked Claude Design, could you create something? And came up with this one. I think this is a little bit too brutalist and very harsh shadow. I don't like this design. I like this color scheme a little bit more because it's warmer. We see that there's also the crooked labels. So we're going to definitely do something with that. Yeah, overall, nice design accents. You can imagine that there's an image over here. Don't like the testimonials, not playful enough. A grid is fine. And this one is also a bit nice. This one is too clean, if you ask me. It's too dull. It doesn't speak to the user, so yeah, I don't think maybe this section would be nice to use as a separator. So instead of the line being here, be up there, then it feels less blocky. You break up the layout a little bit using those kinds of things. And I asked it to create more designs. And I think I will use something like this one that's warm. It's nice because it's very playful with the images. I like it really much. This one also too whitish or something. I don't know. There's something that I like about it, but it's very fresh. But there's also something that I don't like about it. That I can't say why exactly. And this one's a little bit too happy and a little bit too challenging, if you can see here. So yeah, I guess that's looks like a vet website. Yeah, you're cute. You're correct. So this one is fun as well, but I think a little bit too playful, especially with the color scheme. It's a little bit too much. I like this one more. It's a little bit cleanish, and maybe we can make sure that some kind of pink also comes back. Yeah, I like this idea a lot. So those were the designs I created with Stitch, with some prompting, asking just to regenerate a example website. The same goes with Claude, and asking it to do some design improvements. I pasted in the screenshots from Stitch because there were accents that I liked. And that way you can get some kind of design you can go with. So if you're not good with design, you definitely could use something like Stitch or Claude Design to create some initial versions. And then you can iterate on that. And I think we'll be doing that with Builderius as well, just to try out what we can do. Here we have the core framework, the framework that I like to use for building websites. And as you can see, there are some default classes that I like to use, some default color schemes, default setups that we need to use. So let's see and try that out. Let's dive right in. Hello, Elvis. How are you doing? Nice of you to join. Let's see. We're going inside of here. We're going to page. We're going to create a home page. I see that this was the testing page. That's not helpful. So we're going to recreate it. What I expected the environment to be was an empty environment, but now I found out that I use that for an example website. So we're going to create a new DFF, DogsFitAndFun website. Remove this one, delete. Let's be sure, because I really want to have a clean slate when I start. I think I imported the architectural example. So I didn't expect that to be there. I was hoping I used Builderius function for that one. So this WordPress admin. See, hello Dave. How are you doing, David? I hope you're doing fine. Let's log in, update. Could be that this one doesn't have Builderius Pro. So there's a difference between Builderius Pro and the normal, the free Builderius in the case of what you can do. The free version doesn't have something like components and some other nice things that you really like to have. That's why I want to use the Pro version. So I'm going to quickly set it up right now. Copy this section right here, submit the domain. I need to remove the HTTPS. By the way, that will be nice and handy if it does that automatically. And when you press save, it doesn't show the activation key immediately. I don't know if that's on purpose, but those are the things that I sometimes miss. Let's go back in here. I will upload Builderius Pro. However, you also need the free version. Yeah, you also need the free version. So you need the Pro version installed if you want to use the Pro, and the free version. So there are 2 plugins for that. That means that I also have to reconnect with Sense AI, save settings. We need to copy this, enable Playwright. I don't know if I have Playwright in this section. Copy, then we go to pages. There's a lot of things that I still need to set up right now. Hello, Key Media. How are you doing? K Media. I6K42. That's a very, very awesome sounding thing. See? Codex CLI, it is connected, it is working. Look at that, everything's working. Woohoo! So here we have Builderius, and I've connected Sense AI to that. So this is a clean slate, right? For this page, this is just building a page, so no template. You can add in your header and footer, but I wouldn't recommend that inside of your page. You really want that to be inside of something else. So let's start off with doing this and then adding a section, because I want to start out with the hero section. But before we do that, I'd like to import our variable. Now, I've never done that actually. Is there a way to import the variables directly from the CSS that we use, or should we use Sense AI to do that? I haven't explored that, to be fair. Let's see. Deploy, post appreciated, Education Bro. Still streaming even when it's not like this. Yeah, for sure. Nice little water. All right, let's open up our cursor because that one's connected. And we have the default CSS right here. Now, let's see if we can, how we can do that. Nope. Go to selectors, select one, and then open the CSS editor. I see. Thank you, Elvis, for joining. I see. So we need to go in here. We have the page. We need to add an element. We'll add section. We already did that, but because it's not viewing that, we go to styles. We need to open up CSS. No, go to selectors. Select one. Then open CSS editor. So it's this one, right? And here we have all CSS. I see. Awesome. And then we can just copy and paste that right in. And it recognizes all these CSS classes, selectors. That's awesome. Just like I also need a section of, so it's okay. But I think I have it right now, right? It's in there. But the CSS variables are not in there. It doesn't recognize them out of the bat. Do I need to save it and then refresh? It doesn't look like it. well, that's something. Let's see. Let's continue. We go to Sense AI and let's try to build out the hero section. The hero section is a little bit straightforward, I think. Let's see if we can ask Sense AI to do that. I don't know if pasting is already a thing. Yeah, we can paste it in. That's nice. Variables have to be assigned to the root. Ah, I see. So when it's not assigned, it is assigned to the root. But there are also other selectors. Could that be an issue? I can remove them if needed. Then we can remove this one because this one's for dog team. If they are assigned to root selector, they are. So there we go. I guess it didn't see the. It should solo be the root selector, so that's only 2 roots. Yeah, all right. I have a change the variables in the CSS forest. So light, dark, secondary, and primary. Change the variables in the CSS forest, primary and secondary. And add these colors. From the image. That's it. Good to know, thank you. The first thing that I wanted to do is based on screenshot, and we can allow everything from this session to take a look at the framework variables that are set up. And what I expected to do is, because we took a screenshot of this section, that it will see what kind of colors it's used and then add it inside of our colors that are inside of Sense. So we just now wait for a few seconds. Active template global variables. I'm going to replace only primary and secondary an existing global style. Dark green, more clay. So from the screenshot, while observing the rest of the we have voice desk for that, and that makes it a little bit easier. Also add other color variants if needed, based on the screenshot that I have given. That's a few times the thing that doesn't allow me to speak with voice because then the pasting doesn't work. I don't know why. Clipboard connects were not in the requested format, or the clipboard was empty. Let's see. Add other colors if there are things missing. If there are variables missing. It's not that it's prompting, have you save, or should I save in Builderius? Because every time you make a change, you need to save it, and do not forget it. I did that once, and it was not fun. So now see, and what I expected to do is create the other colors as well that I found, and make adjustments accordingly. Existing reference, but they were not defined. Adding those plus names palette tokens from the image, and mapping the existing background text variables onto the same palette. Ah, that's awesome. It's doing everything for us. That's the nice thing with AI, right? That's also what I am doing right now, using NovaMirror at work, because we are using Elementor and NovaMirror for the project when we create a website. And there I have a similar kind of core framework set up where I have the defaults already set up, so I know the naming scheme, and you can use it everywhere. That's also a nice thing. And you can ask AI to integrate it, that you have everything in there, and then secondly, make adjustments to your framework. So you can use the naming scheme that you're used to instead of having to search where everything is. Look at that. New updated, color cream, sage, color, the contextual, also missing variables. Look at that. It has created everything. Changes are made. Save. Based on the earlier. There we go. Now build the structure. Now build the image. Let's see what it does. Just prompt it and pray that everything goes well, right? Okay. Before I build it in Builderius, I need to require right choices for dog photo area. 1. Should this be a wireframe style matching using your framework? Or as closely as a visual copy of the screenshot using my variables? Let's see what it does with that. I didn't want that to be, well. Two, for the dog photo area, should I build it as an image placeholder /loop zone or use a real dog photo? Use an image placeholder. You are free to use splash photos if you have access to that. 3, should I preserve the Dutch copy exactly as shown? Yes. And 4, should I build only the hero section or also prepare surrounding page spacing header context? Only the hero section for now. Section. So it's nice that it's asking questions on what it should do. I guess it's built in with the AI kind of thing. And what I expect it to do is indeed look into what's already set up to understand what it's doing, what page we have active, we see right here. And then try to do something with the things that I would like to have. We can allow everything for the section. Look at that. It already pops up our text. Remember, this is the section that we're building right now, and this is the page that we're building in. We can set it open side by side. Presents this questions and checkbox. Yeah, Clark Code does that indeed. If I remember correctly, Codex could do that as well. Let's see. Yep, it's now creating everything. Look at that. It has even resized the scale to 39% so that everything is visible. I really like that. It's not readable at all, but it is nice that we can have some kind of comparison. It already has added a button. It has added the heading text. It looks like it's an H1, but we can only see that when it's done. Also, I'm changing context, so that's a little bit of downside of using Sense. That when you're building something and you have something selected, it expects it to write for that specific section. And if you select something differently, the AI interprets that as that it needs to look at the different section that you have selected. So when you start building, it is recommended to stay within the context. So in this case, it's the section of the hero and not move away directly. You can make changes afterwards, but you need to let AI do its thing. Now we can look in the left-hand side what we like about the other designs. Like I said earlier, I really like There you go. Really like some kind of section like this one. This one was a little bit too happy. I really like about this section, but I like this one more, and I think the one from Stitch, something like this, right? So what do we have here? We have the hero section, and the hero section immediately triggers what it is about. Fit and fun dog school in a place. It's the promise, a little bit of text about it, and they can be part of it. So, and here there should be a picture. You can see that it is from 12 weeks. And that's basically the hero section. It should convey what the person, there we go. The goal of the hero section is when people land on the website, that they immediately know and understand what you're doing and what it gives as a benefit for the person that is visiting it. So in our case, it's a dog school. It reconnects and strengthens your bond with your dog. And you can do this when they're 12 years old. Now, I'm missing a little bit that, yeah, all right, this is from 12 years old. Perhaps we would like to see how long, so that you can also win trust. How long are they doing this? What are the reviews, the total amount, and how does that look and feel? So I can see there being changes. Here are the things that they're offering. So the dog training sessions are in here. We have for Spur, picking up a scent, fun training, dog frisbee. So that are the kinds of things that are offering. Look at that. That's awesome. It's pretty close already to what's in here. I can understand that understanding what kind of font this is a little bit too difficult for AI. Even for me, it's a little bit difficult. Baloo the bear. Hello, Teet, how are you doing? I also like this, full of fun, and then the pointing arrow. Maybe we can do that, something like that as well. Looks like it's done. So let's make this bigger and that one smaller. 100%. Oh, look at that. Didn't need to recreate this section. It was better if it was just an image. And I also see that maybe we can play around with how this looks. But yeah, that looks pretty close actually from a screenshot. So no Figma or whatsoever. No Figma. That's always a good thing, right? So no Figma MCP or whatsoever. It's just a screenshot that I sent to Builderius AI and using codecs to recreate this. So I'm actually quite pleased with how this turned out. Let's see if it used the, we have dog hero eyebrow. Yeah, that looks nice. Here we have the secondary selected. We have the fonts that is using it. We have the text, so we need to change that. And what we can do is for our heading 1 and 2. So we can go inside of here for our headings. I want our typography to be Baloo, but I guess we need to add that first. And that's not available right now. We don't have Google Fonts. Remove that one. I thought I made it empty, right? Baloo. X. There we go. It's gone. But it's fine. Let's have a look what we have right here. We have typography. Now, There are two ways of looking at the CSS, right? You can do right here in the panel, but I don't like hunting and opening and closing it all the time. Sometimes it's just a little bit easier to just go margin in advanced, isn't that in layout? Spacing, margin 0. So I don't understand why it has added a custom CSS property, but it's nice that it's available at least. Let's go in here, because it wasn't my margin top, I guess. And here you can see also the CSS. That's the advantage of using Builderius Pro. Then you can use your own CSS like this one right here. And here we have the button. So this is the default style. Then we have the doc. And then we have text. This one, by the way, is coming from my core framework. That you have a button. And when you hover it, it goes slightly up and changes the color based on the button color that is set right here. And the default color used is primary, as you can see. So it's nice that it's using that one. Let's close this one and go to the next section. I also see that the hedge is not exactly like the white line, and perhaps I can ask it to make those changes. Interactive canvas. Right. Now it's not interactive, and now it is interactive. So it's this one, the div. It is the drop zone. It has added everything in here. So that's actually not what I want. It is the drop zone, box sizing. It did a great job with adding the CSS. But I don't get why it is in the font section. Would that be the case when it's not finding? Because there is a border property, right? If I remember correctly. Borders? Yeah, we do have a border property. And we also have a way of selecting the color. So if we didn't find the color, you could add it. So this one I don't quite understand. Yeah, unless you use the expanded CSS names like margin top, etc., it will go into advanced. I see. And because I use logical property names like margin start, they'll go in the advanced section. All right. So if that's the case, that makes this panel, for me at least, not very usable, to be fair, because if I expect there to be borders and there's nothing in the borders and I need to find the borders right here, it's a bit tedious. And something like this is a little bit too big. I would like it to be smaller because it doesn't need to be this big for me. But that's what it is, I guess. Let's ask it to make changes to this section right here, because I expected border radius left, border radius top right, and they are all the same. So what you can do also in that case is remove everything and just add border dash radius. And there we go. And we have a box shadow. I'm curious what this is. And we have the outline. Yeah, the outline can be removed because it's dashed and it doesn't need to be that. So that was the inline dash. Then we have the border. We can remove that one, but it's the Y border. Like actually that stays there. And then the next section is the icon. We can remove that. I'm pressing delete, but it doesn't delete. it's something that you get used to, I guess, when using some tools. And let's remove all these. Look at that. Now we could add a background around here. It's already using color sage. If we use primary, we have that going on, but if it turns into an image, we can see that there's another rectangle on there. I'm curious how it added that, because I don't see it here. So I expect it to have some kind of before or after element to create the section right here, the copy border. I'm curious how it did that. Zoom out a little bit. Maybe like right. No matter. Let's continue with the next section. So we're going to close this section and add elements. Go to for the next section. Where is it? I think I put it right in here. Yes, it did. There we go. Close this one. Open that one. And go inside this one. Stitch. I like this section a lot as well. But it's not using the right color scheme. And this section looks fun as well, actually. Do we rather want cards or do we rather want something like this? I think something like this looks a little bit better, to be fair. But with cards, we can break up this section right here, that the line is there. Then we can move it up slightly if these are cards. And then the labels can skew a little bit. So resizing later. Right. To be honest, I wish there was a toggle to completely disable stop, and I prefer to use code. Nice. No border, you have to... I see. Resizing later. All right, awesome. Let's see if Sense AI can remake this section. Make the next section. And there we go. So I think it did a very good job actually with the first section. It has everything that I needed structure-wise, which is usually most of the time the boring stuff that you need to do, and then you can fine-tune and tweak a little bit, right? Also like to reprompt Sense AI to see what we can do with reprompting in the future. Cool website. Thanks. It was done with Claude Design, Moe. So yeah, it's fun. It looks a little bit fun, right? And it's the people that are doing these things are also having fun and are very warm and kind people, and that's what I liked to be reflected. And I think it did a pretty decent job. To be fair, there are some things that I would like to improve. For instance, this section right here, there's a hard edge there. It would be nice that the section from the one before to the next section is a little bit more subtle. That can be done with gradients, or you can do that with breaking up the content by using the cards. I think one of my favorite websites that does this is this one, made at the previous company that I work at. As you can see right here, it breaks up the website with something like this, which makes it feel less blocky. The same goes here. You see that there's a gradient, but there's also a card that breaks up the boringness of the blocks. And in that way, it makes it a little bit more nice and fun to look at, if you ask me. And that's something that I miss right here. So I would like to ask Builderius to do that as well in the future. But let's see what it comes up with next. Look at that. Text is already in there. And I expect it to analyze now what's what's in there, writing the CSS section now. But yeah, David, I can feel you as well that using the styling panels, and if some things are then only available in the advanced section, kind of makes me want to use the CSS style thingy only. I think my browser lost my mouse, so it does some crazy things. So if things end up in the advanced section and you have two rows that you need to identify, it doesn't make sense for me. So I think I will be focusing on this section more because I like that to be better. Look at that. It's getting there. Use our framework, your panels would be populated. So we need to use the Builderius opinionated framework. Well, let's give that a try again also, because that's the fun thing of doing this, right? Learn while doing, and if there's a framework that works better, then we can look at that as well. I'm curious. This site's deleted. That could be true. Curious what happens if we just do this, right? We open up in a website. Does it lose context or doesn't it? Can keep it open on left panel. And let's go in here, Builderius. So when you're starting out fresh, you also can use the standard settings with the minimal styles by Builderius CSS framework. That's what Elvis is trying to say with his comment right here. That you can use their default styles as well. You don't have to, but if you optimize the framework for the builder, then it acts better. It's a very good remark and very good to know that if we want to use a framework that's optimized, that it is recommended to use the Builderius CSS framework. But in saying that, the next section is done. Let's have a look. There we go. Move this to 100 again. And scroll down. Look at that. It does a very good job. Only based on screenshots. So I'm fairly impressed. I do have to say I'm biased because I'm using Figma a lot with the MCP. But seeing that this is possible makes me wonder if that would also be possible when creating UX designs as well. And usually I do something like this as well for UX design. I ask it to see what kind of things are available and then use that specific in the framework. Let's see. We can ask it to do things as well, right? Remove the snap here and photo text and the other image placeholder stuff that we don't need. Let's see what it does. I'm very curious. I see that it's queued the div a little bit, so that's nice. We have the things that are the services that we are offering right now, which is Spur, Fun Training, and Dog Frisbee, where you can also find more information about it. So that's interesting. It removed it. There is also an outline that is dashed. Could you remove that? So that was nice. This is very interesting to watch the workflow with codecs. Yeah, Codex is actually, you only have used Claude, I guess. And this is GPT 5.5 medium, so it's not the best of the best, but usually it uses not a lot of credits, to be fair. You can do this, I guess, with 20% of the credits, even less. But let's see at the end how much it has been used. I haven't used Codex today at all, so I'm very curious if we can see how it works. By the way, Elvis, if you're wondering, this is how the Codex app looks, and this is what I really love. You can open projects and folders in the left panel, and you can ask anything that you want AI to do. And you can run multiple what's called prompts. So if you want to, I do that at work, that I have one thing that I am working. I have one thing that I'm working on currently for the calendar view. Then I have something that I'm working on the sidebar. Then I have something that I'm working on something different. And you can easily switch between those tasks in here. What you also can do is type in some kind of prompt and ask it to spin up some tinier AI. But look at that. Next section is done. I really want the green shadow kind of thing that's in here, but I don't know how it did that. There's no way for me to find out, I guess, right? Training media. There's transform, inline max size. It is. Why does it have 2, 3 different sizes? I don't understand that. We have nice pen, training badge. That looks nice. Maybe we could ask it to. There is some kind of shadow on the outside. I don't know what you call it, right? This is the badge. This is the drop zone. Is that something different? Let's see if we add this to display none. Yeah, that can be removed. But is this part of this section right here? It looks like it. And then add this one and then this one. But how did it add some kind of shadow? It's not this one. No, it's really the shadow on there. So it's the color, we have the border radius, we have the border itself, which should be, I expect it to be the white section. Yep, there's the white section. Then we have the padding, aspect ratio, border, we have the placement of the items. How did it create? This is just for the rotating, yep. And for placing the badge as well, maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive. And then for the badge, I want it to be minus 2 degrees to emphasize it even more, or maybe it should be 2 degrees. Or something like that. It goes over the other way. This is fun. Claude guy, good to see. Oh, thanks. Does Codex have slash commands like remote control? Really don't know, by the way. It does have slash commands. Remote doesn't do that. Revision, rename, resume, raw. So it does have some things. Experimental, talk experimental. I think it is for doing those kinds of things. Ask AI to select the element and ask how did you add the green shadow? Because I want to make adjustments to it. All right, typing. Going to bounce. Have a very nice evening and thank you for joining, little brother. See you next time. it is added training media before. So we have the drop zone. Would be nice that you open up as well, that I can see a little bit more. We have the training media. But where can we find the after? Where is the after? By the way, it's very nice that you have something like this, that you have a pseudo element media wrapper, and then it tells you where it is. That's really awesome, Elvis. So go to selectors and find it. I need to find the selectors. I see. So that's a little bit disconnected, if you ask me, that we have some kind of training area, and that these pseudo selectors are being built in a different place that we can't access right here. So that will be nice if there's something in the future that makes that a little bit easier. Let's go here. Training media. We have selectors, so we can search. Not new. Dot tray class. It doesn't have it. Looks like. So we need to save first. It's on template. There we go. So we have training media, custom selectors, and here we have the before. There we go. Now we can say, all right, I want this to rotate. Could be done like that, right? 2 degrees. Doesn't need to be a transform. I thought you can directly type it in like that as well. Iterate 20 degrees. It's the dog. It's the wrong one because it should be the training media. Rotate 2 degrees. Look at that, it's rotating. -3. Oh, I have a lot of fun playing with this. This is a little bit fine tuning that you can play with it. And then we can select this one. I don't want it to be to have a background color, so that we can see right through it. For now, at least, until we have something. The same goes for the hero section. So we have the hero visual before, and that should be the same thing, right? We can also add rotate, and then something like -5 degrees. And there we go. That looks good. Fun, challenging. Perhaps we should do some different kind of colors depending on what type of badges. We have the training badge, and then we can say that it needs to change color. That's how I did the button, by the way. It was very fun to do that. Just want to show you guys. If we go to components, and inside of the button, we have the hover effects. As you can see, it slightly changes. But what I did is create a button color selector so that it can use the button color that we use on different pages. On different sections, but also subclasses. So here we can change the color of the main background. And if we go to Ghost, we have the button color, and it changes the button color. And we can set it up here as well. It's very flexible. It was just awesome thinking about how can I do that? Because in that way, we can also use it inside of our OKLCH. I'm just nerding out on how I set it up. All right, sorry guys. Let's continue and focus on this one. Let's go into our Claude design and ask it to recreate the section. Screenshot. And should close the other ones. I'm not looking into that right now. do this one next. Let's add another section element. We go into section, there we go. And let's go with the flow. Ooh. And find the selectors. True, there will be in template scope. All right, transform, rotate. No, it's not. It is valid CSS, but it's not supported everywhere. The same goes for everything that's in transform. You can also write down blur. You can also write down what else you do inside of that. Yeah, it's really awesome what you can do with specs, but you need to be careful with doing that because it's with recent specs, and recent specs it's not always usable. And one way of finding out is, for the people that don't know, caniuse.com. Can I Use is a website that allows you to see what's available across all browsers. For instance, I had a conversation with Elvis that CSS nesting is something that is not or is available within a lot of websites or not. And as you can see right here, although it is some kind of a baseline across major browsers and it's available widely, it's not within every browser. You can see that by looking at the red section. The red means that it's not available. And for the others, it looks like it is available. If you want to explore that even more, you can go to MDN and then type in nesting CSS. And if you go there, you will see that it is a baseline and widely available, but some parts or features may have varying level of support. So some features in CSS nesting is not working. I recommend on asking AI to check out what is available or what's not available. So that's a very good thing to know. Because some selectors doesn't work across all browsers. If you want to learn more about CSS nesting, this is the website from MDN, and this is the website from Can I Use. So if you want to know if something is available, like the rotate we just show you, you see it is available. It's 92.95% available with the direct CSS property without using transform. And I have no clue when this was available, but yeah, it's nice. And whilst I'm explaining that one, we can see that Builderius is building onwards with our lovely website. It has now done the first and the second sections. I like the playfulness. Maybe we should change some of the colors of the badges to be more fun. And look at that. It just creates everything, right? I really love the age of AI. You can be lazy as hell. You can ask Claude Design to create the design. Let Sense AI or something else build it within the builder. And when it's done, you can just... Oh, look at this. This is just awesome. I do notice that there's some kind of white space going on. So somewhere there's a body or a main that has some kind of spacing. Page content. Well, we need to look into that later. What we can do is just preview it. Look at that. It looks a little bit tiny if you look at like this, but it is nice that we have everything in there. I see that there's still something missing, like the color here is not there, so we need to add it manually, I guess. But that's the fun thing of using something like Builderius, because you can go to Developer and Inspect. We can see this section, and if I am correct, there should be a way of seeing what kind of color has been used. So those are those. All right, that's the design accents. Here we have the background, and here we have the color. And so this is the color that's used. We can just copy that. Maybe not recommended to do it like I do. Go in here, but you can do it this way. Go into our section. And for our section, this is the About section. We can say background. And we can hard code it. Now, it's not recommended to do it like that. And the reason being, it's not reusable. What reusable means is that you can set it up once and use it everywhere. So now we have set it up to be used right here. So only here we have a reference for this color, but you want to have different places for that, right? And that's where we can use Sense AI to do that. We can also do that customize here to go into our variables and go into our colors and add color as well in there. Let's do that. Like color. And then I don't know what were you? That's the difficulty of naming this kind of things, right? Color BG warm. Let's call it something like that. It's fine. Let's add that in there. And if we look into our colors, we see color BG warm. It's now been adding add as a variable. Then we go back to elements. We select the section. We see that we have right here, but we have just added minus color BG worm. There it is. I really love this. That it autocompletes. This is Visual Studio Code does that. A lot of Edge does that. UnblockWP does that right now. I really love the option to have the easy way of auto-completing it and hitting enter and everything is in there. It's such a lovely experience. Something that I missed when I was younger. Especially using variables, you need to remember, how was this set up? It was float and then left. And then at the end of the float, if you have the next section, you have to type in clear and then both to clear the floats that you've added, because else you couldn't do 2 column sections. But you needed to remember everything by inside of your head, and now you can just type a few letters and it's already finished for you. You guys are spoiled. But also, I can see it's difficult as well, because there's a lot of things that you can do right now that I couldn't do when I was little. Let's use something like this, right? Degrees. Maybe we can ask AI to never... that's the fun thing that I would like to explore in the future as well. After the initial setup inside of this section right here, we can run Sense AI in here. And if I remember correctly, it can see that there's a CSS, default CSS in this folder. What folder are you at? What is the first line inside of the default.css? I'm curious if it will work out that this is default CSS. I expect it to. Workspace and reads. It's now getting the correct folder. It's getting correct CSS. It's HTML. And if you look at it here, it is indeed HTML. And that's the fun thing when using this, right? Although it's working in your browser, it is recognizing things that are on your computer that you're using during this project. And the fun thing about that is they can also say what your preferences are. So you have the agents MD here. You can call it something different or add something to the agents.md and say these are my preferences. And that's what I'm looking to build up as well. A way to communicate to AI to easily do that in a way that you have your preferences in here. So not only your default.css, but also your HTML structure you like to use, also the CSS that you can use rotate instead of transform, that you can have default spacing, for instance. There are a lot of spacing. Here you have space for XL. Well, you can define in the agents.md or design.md when to use the space XL. Usually that it should be something like 120 pixels, right? Between the sections. Then you can say, all right, I want to use the space XL, 4XL on the top and the bottom. Those can be done all within a blueprint AI. That's what I called it. And I want to redefine further going onwards. That's also a fun thing. It's called Grill Me Skill. that could also be added right here, because I think those are things that I would like to reuse every time. But for now, we're going to remove this background right here. And I expect also here that the background is added inside of our selectors. And if we scroll all the way down, we are missing some custom selectors. Selectors. Where did the before select go? We have hover, we have the button ghost. I am not spot. Are those in the template? Yeah, I see. Those are in the templates. Elvis, when is something in a template and when is something in a global? It rise to template scope. I see. But this is a page. Is a page considered a template? And can you promote something to be a global? I guess instead of template, in this case, it's a page scope within the page. So when I open up another page, I can't use these classes. It won't be overwritten or something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, all right. To be sure, I would not to use it for websites I built, but it's different matter for us. When we build a tool, because we do not want users to have issues because of the choice to use it by default. I see. Yes, selected, cut, paste to global. I see. But there's no action to cut and paste. Maybe there should be something like add to global or something like that. And if I want to reuse the section, I expect there to be, because if I want to use, let's for instance have a use case, right? That we want to reuse this section over and over again because it's an About Us section. We want to reuse that on the home page, on the About Us page, and maybe on the contact page as well, that people have a clear vision of what we do and what they love and that sort of thing. We can create a component of that, where it makes it reusable, that we can set a little bit of difference of text. But then there needs to be a way that the CSS is also globally available. So it would be nice that there would be an easy way to get it there. Because if I want to reuse this, let's do some fancy, right? Builderius, we go to page, we'll add a new page. Yep. Let's add a new one. And can we paste it in right here? I don't know if it's available. Copy. In here, go and paste. Unable to read the clipboard. Please allow clipboard access. Is that a thing? Reset permissions. Reload. Reload, that's not an issue. Allow. And here we say paste. It's not able to do that, although we reset anything. It's not able to copy and paste the section. Could that be just me? Because that's the first thing that I learned from when using Elementor. That you want to be able to do something like that. That you can just copy it from one page and paste it on the other. Copy page address. I also don't see the context menu right here. So if you select the template scope, CSS code, select CSS you need, and move to global. Yeah, okay. It's just copy and pasting, right? That is the decision made, so your global CSS does not get polluted by AI. Yeah, I get that. I think it's a very smart thing to have a locally scoped. But instead of just copying and pasting it, it would be nice that you can promote a selector from templates to global. Like I said, I want to reuse this section right here on a different page. What I know from Elementor is that you can just go in here and paste, but when I try to Control V, it doesn't work. Is this just my browser being dumb or something like that? Or am I being stupid? Likely the latter, right? Likely I am being stupid, but I'm not able to do that. We'll add that. All right. Structure right click and paste. Yeah, that's what I did, but it doesn't work like that. So I say copy. It's copied, right? And I go in here, and on the section say paste. Unable to read from clipboard. Please allow clipboard access and try again later. But I've never said that it couldn't have access. No blocking traders. Site settings. Pop-up and secure content. There's something going on right there. Media copy and where's the copy and paste setting? Right, that's something that I need to find out, because I perhaps that's a setting within Vivaldi that doesn't allow copy and pasting in the right way. So let's go on. Let's get on with it. Let's go in here, screenshot this, and ask it to build this. And this is perhaps what we also can do and ask Sense AI. Your browsing is blocking it. Yeah, right. So that's a thing that I need to figure out how I can undo that, because I have that in different subdomains, and I don't understand why that happens. I'm going to figure that out. But what I was thinking is that we can ask Codex to spin up multiple sub-agents to create different sections. Would it be able to? Would it be able to create two or three sections at the same time and then work through it like it does right now? Because I really like the section by section kind of thing. So I hope it added some empty. Luckily it did. Another thing, do not work in browser tabs, work in Builderius tabs. Work in Builderius tabs, not in browser tabs. What do you mean? Could you explain why? Because you are able to do selections, right? You can do components, but I don't have a way of. Then you can open up a different page, you mean, right here? I don't know what you mean. Grant clip for permissions in edge click. The icon to the left of the rule in the address bar. The lock tune icon. Find clipboard, set allow. Reload the editor and try again. Yeah, I don't know if I have that. Clipboard. Clipboard. Logo, JavaScript, automatic. Third party, embed, clipboard. Ask, block. It's ask or block, but it's not blocking. It's not blocking by default, right? It is open. Insecure content. To allow this. And if we look here, do we have clipboard somewhere? Clipboard, default, ask. We can say allow the clipboard. Global permission. Insecure should be blocked. All right, let's see if that does the thing. Now let's wait until it finishes. Build logo left. Yeah, I do have the Builderius. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That means open another page via the logo menu icon. Often silently blocked. All right, good to know. It's the only build that allows you to work with some CCO multi-pages and the components. So it has its own tabs to do that. You open new page. All right, good to know. On logo, select this and select. All right, so like here and then. I see. Then opens the page. Now I understand what you mean. But it lost context right now. Oh dear. Ooh. Luckily it was already done. Changes are applied, but not saved. All right. Let's do this real quick. Save. Testimonial section. Let's copy. Let's go in other page. And paste. Oh, there we go. See now this is exactly what I mean. This is my point, Elvis. Is working now. So thank you, Teet, and thank you as well, Elvis. And this is exactly the point that I was trying to make earlier, right? When you copy and paste a section, that's the minimum amount of things that I do when I work with Elementor. And then I expect that every CSS setting is also copied to the page that I'm pasting this in. So perhaps it would be nice that the things that are copied, that the CSS is also copied from based on the template. So then it doesn't have to be promoted to something global. Or maybe it does. Because I'm using it globally, right? I'm not using it on one page, I'm already using it on 2 pages. So when I'm copy and pasting it to another page, it should be automatically be promoted to global usage. Because then you're using it on 2 different pages. And if you then want to make changes to a specific section, then I can see that you want to make changes. If I have to do it manually, that will be very tedious. If you can see that we have one class, we have another class right here, which is testimonial container. If I have to do that by hand, one by one, that's not a great user experience, right? That's not a great user experience at all. But this can also be the case that I have just created this section and is now inside the template. But if I hit refresh, would it be able to go to page 19? Yeah, it doesn't have the CSS available right here, right? No, it's not part of the global. So it would be nice if something like that will work, because that's the minimum thing that I think is needed for people that work with Elementor to use it in a similar way. Yeah. Damn, sorry. My page. Yes, but we are not Elementor. You are correct. But if you want to make it a little bit user friendly, that people can copy and paste sections into another section, something like that would be nice to have, right? That the CSS is also either the CSS is also copied over or something like that would work. Because else, what's the use, right? If I can't use it as I'm explaining, I give up. Oh, sorry. Think my fault. But that's not how you do that. I give up. That exists. I said to move the template CSS to global. That's a very good one, indeed. What do you mean, Elvis? With I give up? No, that exists, but that's not how you. All right. I will. I will be calm. Sorry. I will wait for you to do things. To say things. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's go to AI. Create this. Will you read the entire message? Yes. All right. Let's go to your entire message. That means open up the page via the logo menu. Anyways, Builderius is the only build that allows you to work some in the middle page. So it's its own tabs to do. You open a new page via the menu under the logo. Select the side pages. And then open up. So which specific message should that be? Is that a Facebook message that you've sent earlier? Okay, go to selectors, template, scope, open CSS code editor. All right, we go to selectors, then template, and then select one, right? For instance, our testimonials, because that's something we definitely want to use on different pages. Then we go to CSS, code editor, open all CSS code editor, yeah. Select all the CSS related to your sections. So like, how can I select everything related? Should I find it right here? I see. Testimonial. Here, there's a lot of scrolling that I need to do, and now I'm afraid that I'm missing some things. For instance, the add media, that's right here. It also has some testimonial container, right? And in here, we have the grid template columns that is set automatically. This is amazing that it does it right there, by the way. But that's going to be an issue if I just copy and paste. I am a person who knows his stuff, right? So if you're talking to a person who doesn't know his stuff, the Elementor guy, then this could be an issue. But let's go in here. Copy. Cut. All right. Control X. Cut. It's away. Oh no, my styling is gone. I'm afraid. What happened? Everything's gone. Elvis, what have you done? No, I'm kidding. Global all CSS and paste in the editor. So we go to global editor and then all the way down. But these are my defaults, right? Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. This works. It's not very intuitive. It's not very user-friendly. I understand that this can work like that, but it would be very nice. And we've talked about it before. I can understand that you need to define, all right, what needs to go into global then, but it would be very helpful if, switched a lot of times. Don't we'll be fine, right? Escape to interrupt. Right. Let's first remove this one. We changed context. And let's try again. So in the editor now it's global. I agree it's now. Yeah. I agree it's not user friendly. Yeah. Right. So those are two parts, right? I now understand the workflow. This needs to be explained very clearly, but if it needs to be explained, then the initial setup is not right, especially if you're looking at people that are using Elementor as their default builder, like I do during daytime. But I can see this working for now. Hey Jimmy, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. I'm very hot. It's not. I don't care that much about it. Do you know that it is like 32 degrees Celsius right here, right now? Oh, so hot. And we're in 1 hour and 26 minutes. And we have built a hero section. We've built our services section with the send, tracking, fun training, and dog frisbee section. We have training with the lovely Brabantse gemoedelijkheid. That is a very thing that we have in the Dutchland. Here we have a testimonial section, and now Sense AI is building our look into our dog school. So our nice looking. I'm going to make changes because I don't like how this looks, right? I don't like this very stretchy image right here. It needs to be taller, and this one then gets taller, and this one, those two needs to be square to look a little bit better, but it's what it is. So it's really Brabant. Nice. The benefits also being a figure skating teacher. Nice. And talk a lot about Builderius Hub, Brabant Hub. No, it's Hub Holland Hub. You're so far away from the Dutch culture. It's insane, Jimmy. It's insane. Just shaming. Never mind. But yeah, this is starting to look awesome. And if we look at responsiveness, because we didn't do anything about it, right? It is quite responsive, actually. This can be improved, but that's the fun thing of what we did earlier, right? You can do that within Builderius. You can make those changes. It doesn't look good right here. And those are tweaks that you need to make even when you let AI design, right? You need to either ask AI to do it for you or do it yourself. I'm more of a do-it-yourselfer because I'm old school, but we'll try to do that with AI in the future as well. It's still building, it's still going, it's going strong. Yeah, it's a Poland hip, but for the occasion it worked. Fine. Brabanter. Yeah, it's lovely to see actually that works out of the box like this. I think the people at Builderius, so Elvis, Vladimir, and Vitali did a very nice job with the builder. I can't say anything else. But yeah, why should I? It just works so nicely. Section. Inside of section we have container, and inside container there's a max width, a min width, screen width, and those are variables that I've set up in CTAs variables. Oops, oh no, loses context. Let's get back. Error entity key contains properties already handled. Darn it. Escape. Sorry. Try again. Continue with the selected section. That's the only downside, right? It loses context when you move something different because then the context switches. I'll catch up later. Yeah. And please do it on 2 times speed, because it can be very tiresome to listen to me talk all the time, I guess. It's getting pretty hot. All right, just a few more minutes until this section is done, and then I'm going to bounce. I really love what we have come up with until now. I also really want to look at how we can make it easier for people to pay the dog training school, because they have a way of people doing a one-time fee for a trial training. Then a second time you could do something like a monthly subscription that you can pay monthly for it, and then maybe for 6 months. Like tiered subscriptions. And I don't know if that's available in Builderius, and a web shop will be too much. Oh, maybe we can look into payments, payment form.io, I guess. Yeah, this one, because payment form allows you to create a form where you can ask for subscriptions for one-time things. You don't need a website, so especially for SaaS applications, they work very well. And because they don't have a lot of things going on, I can see this being a great alternative for a web shop, because they only need a few items in there, right? Like one-time fee, monthly subscription for 6 months, a monthly subscription for a year, and a yearly subscription, something like that. And then they don't have to do everything manually. They can use Ideal and that sort of things that we're used to in the Netherlands. Maybe we can look into that next week as well. And continue this build. And let's see. Membership, WooCommerce, e-commerce, fundraising. That's fun. Fundraising. Physical product you could sell on Facebook as like the link in bio, and then you can say, all right, you can go here to buy this watch. Look at that. That's awesome. I think something like that would also work. Subcategory shipping, create variants. That's very interesting. We can even create discounts. So it's like a very tiny kind of web shop-ish. That could be very interesting to try out. Maybe we should do the offer page for this next week. Look into that specifically. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can continue, buddy. Made a lot of work to make Magna files before I let it build. That's nice. Maybe it could be nice to get more, to make it ignore clicks. Yeah, that would be nice. They use the existing context and only switches in new conversation. Guys, all compliant with the new EU rule? Which EU rule are you referencing to? Are you, Jimmy, referencing to... Oh, not... to this one where you have the right for a one-click refund, if I remember correctly. As of January 2, went into effect if you sell subscription to products to consumers, even if your business is based in UK. Right now, ignore it, it's just a minor oversight. And you have the turnover, that kind of things. Inside link of briefing, you will discover mentor and 2-step rule, the accept button and confirmation flow. So hopefully that will be inserted in the payment pro as well. You have global trap, non-EU, and also need to do that 1 year return policy, penalty, loophole checklist, and the funding. So if you're interested in that at all, you can find it right here, and that's something that we should look at next week. Well, yeah, I have the plugin. Yeah, the webinar made a video. We have to watch it. Yep, correct. It's right. Redraw. That's very important. Yeah, very important and very relevant also for this this part right here. Right? We can see if it has that as well. If it remembers that you logged in and that you have did something and how that works. But let's look how far it is. Oh, Elvis, this is just awesome. Right, we need to make adjustments for this. Remove the placeholder text like photo and the dashed outline. You're welcome, Elvis, and thank you so much for joining. I think you you also are a little bit frustrated, but that's okay, right? We live and we learn. It was very nice of you to join, and lovely. Thank you for helping me getting to know more in this, and hopefully the stable version will be out soon, because I can't wait for that and continue on building this. So next week we're going to look at as well, make those final changes and see what we need to do then. Fluent card already implemented, and some people are going to create a free plugin you can find on the GitHub repo. That's nice. Flow for shop. Lol, I really like those image placeholders. Yeah, it's also from the screenshot, so it's right here. And to be fair, this is React, right? It's using React right now, so this is really awesome. So yeah, that's really fun. Stays there. Nice. Let me change it even further. No, it's in there. It's in there. All right. Now it's gone. That's good. It's mine repo. To be fair, I asked AI to add those placeholders. All right. Thank you guys for joining and watching. It's too hot now, 32.5 degrees, and I'm done for now. I'm very excited to what Builderius has built for people skipping all the way to the end. I hate you. No, I'm kidding. I love that you watch here, and I hope you learned something from this, or will learn something from this. Please rewatch it at 2 times speed. But here we have an hero section and the services section, and everything was created with Builderius based on something that I created with Claude Design. Now, it's not the best design yet, but we can improve it, right? Step 1, make it exist. Step 2 is make it work. So we are now at step 1, make it exist. And that is what we're doing right now. Local gallery container. That's fun. All right. What did it do right here? I think the context was a little bit too much for Sense AI, for Codex. It fucked up a little bit, but it's nice. It's a good thing. So, have a nice evening, you all, and catch you all on the next one. Bye.